oh, all these not natural people are the famous ones. Like there's what, Will Tennyson, Alex Eubank,
Jeff Nippard.
I'm like, okay, you could be natural.
I think there's a lot of people that are still fake natties to this day because a lot of people are open about it and you can say it. But like,
I think there's a few that are potential fakes.
Yeah.
I won't name anybody. And it's like to each their own. I don't know why they would lie. Maybe they're just freaks in nature. But I feel like there's definitely less than there used to be because it's almost glorified to be on something now. Like that's literally why. That's literally the video we just filmed for my channel. Like that's the whole message is like there's a glorification in the fitness industry, but it's not really it's not the influencer doing it. It's like the result of what they have and the aura around them is delivering like this message to everybody that they're not directly saying take steroids to get like me, but everyone indirectly is looking at them going, I want to be like them, so I need to either be on steroids or oh, all these not natural people are the famous ones. Like there's what, me, Will Tennyson, Alex Eubank,
Jeff Nippard.
There's like 4, let's say there's 6 real naturals that are known, and it's like, but there's like 20 fake there's 20 not naturals that are honestly bigger than some of us.
Yeah.
So it's like, so when you look at it from an outsider's perspective, like of the fitness industry, you're like, maybe I should be one of the 20. Think about it. It's like it's easier. It's probably easier to become one of the 20 than it is to become one of the 6. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my point. You have amazing genetics, so does Will, and so do all these guys have amazing genetics. If you have shitty genetics and you take gear and a lot of it, I can get that guy to look about like you. But you're natural and they're not.
Yeah.
And if they claim natty, they're at your level. It's almost like, hey, I know what I'm doing. But meanwhile, that guy's been just using gear the whole time. And so they lie about it. So I don't think guys are lying about it who look like, the big
crazy,
guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's the ones that want to just be at your level, which is already a high level.
Yeah.
They're just trying to meet you there.
Yeah, I honestly feel like the fake naturals
are
the ones that are still in the industry are honestly like hard to spot.
Yeah, like
there's some easy ones that you're like, okay, sure, you're natural. You're on for 40 inches. But it's like, then there's guys that are smaller that, I'm like, okay, you could be natural. I don't know. And maybe those are probably the dudes that might be either lying or they are just natural and have decent genetics. It's so hard to tell nowadays.
Do people go up to you at the expos and say like, "What do you think of my physique? Do I look natty?" Like, do they ask?
Surprisingly, I feel like they used to, and I used to get a ton of DMs on it. But honestly, lately, no.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot?
All the time.
Because you're a coach, though,
and I'm like, what am I supposed to say
opinion.
right now? Like, you look enhanced or not? You look natural, but like, is my opinion going to change anything?
Yeah.
And like, why do you care? But like, do you know how many 15-year-olds came up to me and were benching like 3 plates? Like multiple.
Honestly,
like,
that's where I start seeing that people are potentially on things is when the strength is ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm like,
there's like 16-year-olds benching 315. I'm like,
and 15. I'm like, there's a 16-year-old.
I'm like, bro, it took me till 18 to barely get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was.
I hit 315 when I was 8. I was 7, going on to 18. I was 17, and my strongest point of my body is my bench.
Yeah.
Like my strongest lift is my bench, and I hit it at 17.
Yeah.
So it's like if it's your strongest point, you're hitting it at 15, 16. Like, dude, I don't know what the hell you're doing or on. And maybe they're just freaks of nature, but it's so rare.
You've been in.
I hope they're freaks of nature.
Maybe you two, like 4 years, like really hardcore, like where you're.
Yeah.
And have you seen a shift in like how much people are using steroids then to now? Like, is there a noticeable shift even back then?
When I was like 17.
Yeah, like
so when I was 17, there was less talk about it, and there was more people that were on stuff that I looked up to that I had no idea took it because they didn't talk about it. And then I'm in the industry. I find out later that people were on the stuff, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I thought you were the natty. Yeah. Like I thought you were natural the whole time.
You're like,
and then I find out like I was just. But honestly, like I'm not gonna lie. If they would have said they were on something, I don't know if I would have been as motivated because I wouldn't. I'd be like, I can't achieve that.
Yeah.
Then, like, but now look. But so that's the thing. It's like they were on something. They motivated me. So they did do something good. They might have lied about they might have lied about their natural status. But at the end of the day, they still motivated me to want to compete and be a bodybuilder and be like a known YouTuber.
Yeah.
So it's like they did do good technically. So a fake natty can still do good, essentially, if the messaging is right.
Yeah, you're thinking really positive.
Yeah. But then again, like I understand like they can be very manipulative and like they're liars technically, but I think it's like, I think if you're someone that just doesn't address it, it's different than completely lying.
There's no black and white to this.
Yeah,
It's all gray
it's really
area
tough.
stuff.
Because the people that I think about, like, that motivated me, that I didn't realize were not natural until now, like, I'm still glad that I got to watch them and think the way I did, because it made me want to do what I'm doing. So I guess that's probably why I'm positive about it. Because I'm like, well, you inspired me still.
Do you think of guys like the major famous guys like The Rock or like Chris Hemsworth, these guys that are like, and they don't talk about it, like, and they have the bodies that they're doing it. Is that sending a bad message, or should they just keep it shut, or should they actually come out and say, guys, like, you can't look like me, I'm The Rock, I'm 52. Do you really think this is natural? Like, I would love that message.
I know.
Like, what would that do?
I think, here's the thing, they are real life superheroes to people, and I think that's why that they remain not talking about it, because it's like, to an average person in the world that doesn't know about the fitness industry and PEDs, it's like, that's a superhero, like literally like Clark Kent in real life, that they look up to. So if they then were like, hey, you'll never be like me, it crushes like 50% of the world.
It crushes their dreams, but is that bad? Is that bad?
I don't know.
Because, like, I'm all about, it's just my opinion, it doesn't mean it's right. Like, I'm all about setting realistic expectations. I get shit on quite a bit for telling people, like, halfway there, you'll never look like that.
I think there needs to be, I think there's
a realist.
I think there needs to be people like you that are very honest and, like, straightforward, and then, you know, more optimistic side where it's over here on my end, to kind of balance the world.
Like, what would help me more? Like, I'll say Jesse was like, do you think I could ever be pro natural and, like, get to the Olympia stage and be like, not a chance in hell, not even a 0.1% chance?
I mean, it would crush my dreams.
Your attitude, or it would be like, okay,
if it was my goal, if it truly was my goal, it would hurt. But also, I think of it when I played sports. Like, I mean, a coach would be like, you're playing like shit today, like, get off the field. And I'm like, holy crap, okay. And you get off the field because you have no choice, and someone else that was behind you is now going to go play. And it's like, but that made me better. So it's like the same sort of thing where if you tell me that, okay, if you can really just, if you can take it constructively and try to be like, okay, well, maybe I'm not going to be Chris Bumstead on Mr. Olympia, but maybe I can go be the best YouTuber now. Yeah. Maybe I should just focus on that, because I think that's where you'd be like, listen, I don't think you can be an IFBB pro, but you have so much potential in this, like, that, focus on that. Yeah. And, like, that's what you should, like if you were to talk to C-Bum years ago, maybe you'd be like, hey, you have so much potential in bodybuilding, focus on that, and then social media, you know, rather than telling him, no, go be a YouTuber, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think maybe there's a discouragement, but encouraging the right direction after that is probably a good, like, combo. Yeah. Like, hey, don't do this, but you should do this. And obviously they can make their own decision and prove anybody wrong, but it's just, it's hard. I
hate blowing smoke up people's asses, and I just have to tell people the truth. And I find with knowledge comes power. Like, if you know something for fact, you can then do whatever you want with that. Yeah. Like, you can be like, yeah, screw you, Greg. I'm going to show you. I'm going to win that freaking contest.
I mean, that's going to show if you really wanted it, though. Like, if you're told that, like, hey, you're not good enough, and you think that you truly are, you will then prove it. Yeah. And that's where my whole headspace was when I was doing social media. People would tell me, like, you're never going to do anything on this. Like, you have 10K and you've been trying for 4 years. Why are you doing this? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna do it because I truly knew my passion. Yeah. So if it is truly your passion, and someone's telling you not to do it, or you're not good enough, and you know that is meant for you, like, that's where, honestly, use it as fuel.
Yeah. If somebody says something negative you don't like, and you know you can do it in your heart, like, just go for it. Like, don't listen to the haters. But at the same time, you know, if
but also you gotta understand you're realistic, because if I say I'm never gonna take steroids, but then I tell you I want to be Mr. Olympia, you're gonna be like, dude, you're never gonna be Mr. Olympia naturally. Yeah. I'm like, okay, what is the probable cause then? What is the effect that I need to take? And that's gonna be, okay, I need to go get a coach and go on gear and try that route. You know, like, yes, that route that you just said is not gonna happen, but I could maybe go this route and hop on and do, you know, a billion shows until I make it all the way to wherever I want to be.